What about the accounts of the parents and the students? So you heard some of them there. Have you heard any of those accounts, and what do you think?
No, somebody came to Abuja here, I think Mrs. Naomi, and told the whole world that she has a biological child. In that incident, that her biological child was abducted. But what did we get at the end of the day? She was telling the whole world lie. It was a deceit. It was a deceit. It turned out to be deceit. When she was confronted, she said no. I mean, you see, in all these things,
She said no to what?
She said that she doesn't have a biological child. That her biological child was not abducted. But when they were demonstrating in Abuja here, she represented the fact that her biological child was adopted. Abducted.
Okay, so at the end of the day,
so can you tell that person as a parent?
All right, that's on the one hand.
That's one incident.
Does that then invalidate the fact that there's a search for some missing schoolgirls from Chibok?
No, it doesn't invalidate, because the security agents are doing their work. It's a different thing. Security agents are doing their work. Even with all this demonstration, they're still doing their work. They're still searching for these girls.
They're doing their work along what lines then? I mean, if you already have all these doubts, they're doing their work from what perspective?
No,
because my colleague just asked you what you made of the testimony of those girls. I mean, you've listened to them as well. We had to blur their faces for security reasons, obviously. But what do you make of their testimony? You don't seem to also believe that that holds water.
No, excuse me.
Or that they could not be the same girls who were abducted. Is that what you're pointing out? Because you just talked about a woman who came to say she was the biological mother of one of the girls, and it turned out that she wasn't.
It was in the
That's
public
what
domain.
you're insinuating. I'm simply
it was also in
asking.
the public domain. It was not my statement. It happened. I think you watched it as well.
I'm simply saying that answer in relation to the question points at, you saying that this is actually deceit.
Yeah, that woman actually deceived Nigerians and deceived the whole world.
I understand your point, sir.
What we're saying is there may be abduction, but the number and the stories surrounding this abduction is creating a lot of absurdities.
What about the stories from our own officials in authority, either government, security, or agencies, as it is concerning the search for the missing girls?
You see, when security agents work with misinformation, they will get misleading results.
I'm talking about how we have responded to all of this in the first instance.
Okay, if you look at the media, I think this is the first time we are having a first-hand information from Chibok. Even people who are demonstrating, they are demonstrating in Abuja, they're demonstrating in Lagos, they're demonstrating everywhere, but nobody has demonstrated in Chibok. Now, what is this demonstration pointing at? Is somebody asking the governor, did you provide security for these girls? How many were actually missing? Why would the commissioner give us 274 number? Why would the principal give us 230?
Yeah, I'm asking about the response of government when the story broke.
No, the response of government is, this is a security matter. The government will always respond like a government. The security agents will sweep to action. They won't tell you so many things that we're doing about this, but the unfortunate thing is that they're not getting the results.
I'm looking at that because you're a lawyer.
Yes.
You've spoken about your training as a lawyer.
Yes.
And you know that in law, people talk about the efficient of time.
Yes.
And so the time that some of these accounts are coming through, does that have any bearing? Because if this had come at the initial stage, don't you think people would have listened to it from a different perspective rather than when it comes much later?
No. Something happened. The DPO of that Chibok said he had a gun bout with these people for 5 hours.
No, I know, but that's not.
No, I'm still coming to that about response. He claimed that he rescued 25 girls. The next day, the Ondo State government said that no girl was rescued by the security operatives. So there are a whole lot of absurdities that we need to look at very well. What I'm saying is this. Because there is no rescue operation, because no girl or none of the child so abducted had been rescued by security operative, does not mean that they are not doing their work. But if they are searching for these girls, if they are searching for these girls, believing that 230 or 274 or 129 were missing, and they are not getting results, that will appear to ordinary Nigerians that they are not doing anything.
So how about our response now?
The response of the media
and the argument you're bringing, or your perspective now about the figure, and when the response or the argument is coming in relation to when the event happened.
When you look at when the event happened, the security agents swing into action.
Really?
I'm telling you, they swing into action. That is their work now, because Borno State is under state of emergency. They swing into action, but because they are not getting, I'm still repeating myself, because they are not getting results, probably because they are working with misleading information. That is why this whole thing, if you search for 274, you are not getting anything. So Nigeria will ordinarily believe that we are not doing enough, we are not doing anything.
You said they swung into action.
Yes.
How and who?
How do you know that? Because right now you've doubted the testimonies of everybody else. How do you also believe the testimony of the security operatives that is swung into action?
Look at it this way. If an incident happens, especially in those states of that has a state of emergency, security operatives will be detailed. They will begin to look for these guys. It's not every security incident that will be reported to the media that will tell you how far they have gone, how far they have not gone. Mind you, at that point, Chris Olukolade, who is the spokesperson of Nigerian Defense Force, was speaking about these things, telling Nigerians how military have been trying to release this.
Remember also that the defense headquarters also came out with a statement saying that the girls had been rescued.
He said some of the girls had been rescued.
They're close to, and we know that the figure was well over 200 of them had been rescued, and they later on had to retract that statement.
Yes, maybe believing on the statement of that DPO who is on that area, that he rescued 25 girls.
But 25 does not equal 200.
These are the misinformation that is lying there.
So should we also be asking our security agencies questions?
Honestly, we have to ask security agencies questions, because you cannot move 274 girls in a state that has state of emergency, and nobody was able to accost them. Nobody was able to ask them any question. They moved freely. But remember, there was also an account based by the guard in the school. He said he jumped into the fence when he saw those men. He jumped into the fence, and these men marched these girls into a forest. Now, now this girl is telling us that they walked them into 2 lorries.
Let me bring this one.
These are the conflicting reports. I'm not saying. Let me be very, very clear. I'm not saying that no girl or nobody, has been abducted.
Okay.
What I'm saying is this: the story surrounding this abduction. I'm not saying that the story surrounding this abduction left so many things to be answered.
Now, if that were the case, who has itemized all of this and presented it to the people and said something is amiss here?
When you read reports, we are not fools.
No, I'm talking about those who are saddled with that responsibility to respond and ensure the safety of lives and property of Nigerians. Who has done what you're talking about? Piece that together and present to the people.
No. There's a missing link in Nigeria. If a police force relation unit said that this is the incident that happened, Nigeria will just dismiss them with a wave of hand. No, they're not telling us the truth. We don't seem to believe our security agents, and it's very dangerous.
Shouldn't they have done it first before they dismiss it?
I'm not speaking for Nigeria security. I'm speaking as a Nigerian.
Are we taking for granted? But you do know that you have reasonable people out there. So if the stories make sense, people will reason with them. Isn't that natural?
No, but the thing is this: if security agents are not giving us the information bit by bit as it comes, that is for the public to react to it. It is not for me. I'm not speaking for Nigerian security forces. What I'm saying is this: if Nigerian security agents are not doing their job, because if actually 274 girls were abducted and nothing has happened, that is an indictment on security information in Nigeria. Serious indictment. But if you have less than that number abducted, you understand? It leaves so many things to question. So why are we throwing up these figures?